What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. And of course, you will eat the bugs. You will live in a pod. You will own nothing and be happy. This is the mantra of the left and has been for quite a long period of time. And it's been failing because, at least in America, I assume this is also true in Europe. But no, we don't play like that. We don't eat your bug meat. We don't want to live in a pod. We want to have property, and we don't care about, not using it or any of that kind of stuff, right? Well, the fast food industry has been trying all sorts of things to get people into the door. In fact, we just saw Joey Chestnut, famous hot dog eating champion that nobody cares about except for 1 hour of one day every year on the 4th of July for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, destroy his entire career by trying to force the competition to let him eat soy dogs because he got paid out a bunch of money from Beyond Burger. This has been one of the most incredible collapses ever, and even McDonald's has now abandoned this product. McDonald's has said, we don't like McPlant burgers. Consumers don't like McPlant burgers. We're pulling them from the menu. The Impossible Burger Company is massively coping. The left, by the way, is massively coping. The other thing is, the funny thing about this soya sausage, right? This fake meat stuff, it's wildly unhealthy for you. They try to say eat the soy burgers because it's good for the planet. And it's like, what is that from Judge Dredd? Wait, can I do this? Hold on. Eat recycled food. It's good and good for you. I remember that little robot. Nobody wants this stuff. So as of Friday, McDonald's says the verdict is in. United States customers do not like McPlant burgers, and they're pulling them from the menu. And they're now moving to, I know this might shock you, real food. McDonald's plant-based burger flopped in 2 American test markets, according to United States USA President Joe Erlinger. Speaking at the Wall Street Journal's Global Food Forum, Erlinger said that he had asked the team to test the McPlant in 2 very different markets. They chose San Francisco and Dallas. I'm pretty sure they prefer gobbling meat there to plants, but I guess that's neither here nor there. McDonald's kicked off its testing of the plant-based burger in 2 cities back in February 2022, and concluded after a limited time it involved 600 restaurants in total. It was not successful in either market. So even San Francisco wanted the real meat in their mouth. The McDonald's USA president said at this week's forum, so I don't think the US consumer is coming to McDonald's or looking for a McPlant or other plant-based proteins from McDonald's now or ever. Get wrecked, Schwab. He said the fast food giant, which has over 40,000 locations around the world, will continue to monitor the trend, according to the journal's footage in remarks. Now, by the way, if we look at the McDonald's stock over the past month, it's not good. Down overall, if we look at today, down bigly. I want to see, if you want to see a bad stock, look at the 5-year for Beyond Meat. If you want to see, this is some roller coaster. It peaked kind of early 2020 during lockdowns, and they're like, yeah, everyone's gonna eat fake meat, and they had their IPO, and it hit like $250 a share. Now it's $6. It's lost $145 per share, or 96% of its value. 96% of its value. And if we look at McDonald's stock, by the way, it's also plummeting. Now, today, obviously, you could see McDonald's $5 meal may lead to higher sales and stock price. Wrong. That's not happening, because McDonald's is essentially, as these companies are writing, the villain of the fast food story, which we're going to get to. But if you look at over the last month, McDonald's down nearly 4%. If we look at like 6 months, they've lost 15%, $50 a share. The stock has done nothing but go down over the last 6 months. Why do you think that is? History shows it may lead to higher sales and stock price, a history of value offerings show. Well, that's not happening because McDonald's has been taking advantage of its customers for years. but I want to stay on the impossible meat. You see, Beyond Meat revamps its plant-based burger to boost weak sales. Nobody wants to eat this trash. That's, Beyond Meat has updated its products before. Brown said the company spent years developing a new recipe, which inputs from nutritionists and doctors are trying to provide the benefits of plant-based eating in a burger that mimics the taste and texture of animal meat. This is the dumbest product imaginable, all right? Especially selling it as a burger. Look, you want to try to sell it as like, make your ground beef go longer by mixing in something that tastes kind of similar. Fine. But look, I've been married to a vegetarian for 15 years. I've dated one for 20 years, okay? Most of my friends are vegetarians. None of them ever ask for an Impossible Burger. Vegetarians who give up meat aren't really craving that meat taste. When I do grill outs, I have a side of the grill that is dedicated towards my vegetarian friends, and none of them want plant burgers. They want portobello burgers, or they want spicy black bean burgers, or they want some other type of mushroom. I've literally never cooked an Impossible Burger on my grill in my life, and yet I've been surrounded by vegetarians for as long as I can remember. All right, and vegans. Beyond Meat is also under pressure to reverse declining U.S. sales. In the first 9 months of 2023, the company's U.S. revenue is down 34%. This stuff is going away. This stuff is here. Fake meat is failing because it's gross and unhealthy. Here's some news for foodie scolds who want to put our favorite meat dishes out to pasture. The flight to plant-based food phenomenon hit the wall this summer, and there's no end in sight to the downward spiral. The meat-hating media wants us to believe that a bogus beef is driving out the real enchilada to improve our health and save forests from greenhouse emissions, but it's all baloney. Beyond Meat, which is the #1 retail seller worldwide of plant-based meat substitutes, announced this week that it lost $53 million in the second quarter as its U.S. revenue fell 40%. The company's tailspin, including the axing of its chief operating officer, Doug Ramsey, last fall after he bit off a man's nose. Seems like he likes the real thing, not a plant-based organ, in a road rage confrontation. Look at this. Although sales remain strong, Impossible has repeatedly delayed the expected initial public offering since 2021. Oh, this kid, there's the guy that bit off the guy's nose. Just like in, what was it, Tommy Boy? No. I forget all those movies mixed up. I know it was Farley. You see, the hottest dishes of the year, tofu hot dogs, all $30 hot dogs. But you can say this. I recently salived over a sweet and pungent chili rub boneless ribeye at this place. And this, synthesized genetically modified yeast. The Impossible Burger relies on tasty lab-generated ingredient to make faux burger that actually bleeds. First of all, it's not blood in a burger. Does people not understand that? People need to just do a simple Google search. But anyway. Meanwhile, who really wants to sink their teeth into a Beyond Meat patty? Beyond Meat, which is made from such tasty ingredients as pea and rice protein, sunflower lecithin, and menthol cellulose. Sure, but not all medical professionals are recommending limiting red meat consumption for cardiovascular health, but these frankenfoods are not what the doctor ordered. I mean, McDonald's themselves has now abandoned them because it's just been an absolute disaster. What do you think is going to happen? Look at these articles. Plant-based meat boomed. No, it didn't. It never boomed. Who was buying this stuff? Yeah, it was in grocery stores, but I never saw anyone buying it. I saw hilarious, video clips of the meat that looked awful. U.S. companies are scrambling to win back customers. Over the past 3 years, plant-based meat industry has experienced a major reversal in vibes. Sales boomed in the early months of lockdowns because it was the only thing available, apparently. Meat houses shutdowns disrupted conventional meat chain supplies, and shoppers started trying out meatless burgers, sausage, and seafood instead. Oh, so the only reason people ate it is because they couldn't get real meat. You admit it in the first paragraph. The only reason anyone ate that garbage is because they couldn't buy anything else. One big challenge in the U.S. is the price of plant-based alternatives. It's not even cheaper. In the U.S., plant-based meats are 77% more expensive than real meat. And for a cheap meat like chicken, that premium rises to 150%. I want to eat some lab-grown synthetics and a bunch of weird stuff nobody can even pronounce and pay double for it. Sign me up. Many customers signaled that the products weren't yet meeting their expectations on taste, texture, and or affordability. The entire fake meat, soy meat bonanza, completely synthetic, just like the meat itself. No one actually wanted that garbage. Nobody. I mean, nobody wanted it. Period. End of story. And ultimately, what? Is anybody surprised that the collapse is here? Is anybody surprised that all these companies have lost 97% of their value? I don't think so. I mean, I could have told you from day one, who is this product for? Vegetarians don't like it because they don't like meat. They're not like, boy, I just really want to have all that delicious meat taste without all the stuff that makes me feel sad about meat. They weren't asking for this. What this was some weird globo push to try and get people to stop eating meat and start eating this garbage. Get rejected. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe and follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.